Devin Haney needs to redeem himself and Tank might fight him. Tank Davis did a brand new interview with Bubba Dub. In this interview, he says if Devin redeems himself with his leftovers, aka King Ryan Garcia, then he could be open to making that fight. Now, I want to talk about that. I think it's an interesting topic. Hopefully you guys like content like this. Boxing Ego, your one-stop shop for all your boxing news. Tank Davis, he did this interview. He did a media day, and there's an influencer, and he has the Bubba Dub show. He has an exclusive with Gervonta Davis. Davis talked about the Devin Haney fight, right? And his thoughts regarding that. I don't know about it, and I'll explain why. But first, roll the clip.
Yeah, I'll definitely for sure be opening a fight. Devin, for sure. But it's just like he gotta redeem himself, you know. If he look good his next fight and things like that, and if the fight don't go good, or even if he look good against Ryan too, and he don't get the win, like I feel as though it would still be like a good fight to have. Just like even like the build up since he been younger and things like that coming in the game, and it was back and forth. So I think it still would be a good fight with me and Devin for sure.
So let me just go over the quote again. He says, "I would definitely be open to fighting Devin Haney for sure, but he's got to redeem himself. If he looks good in his next fight, or if the fight don't go good, or even if he looks good against Ryan Garcia too, but he don't get the win, I feel it would still be a good fight to have. Even the build up since we were younger and coming into the game, it was back and forth. I think it would still be a good fight between me and Devin." So a little bit confusing with the wording, but he's basically saying that I guess win, lose, or draw, a fight would be doable with Devin based on the back and forth and the history there, right? Common sense, if Devin beat Ryan Garcia, it would make the fight bigger because that would help Devin a lot, because Devin got scraped in the first fight and Ryan cheated and tested positive with Ostarine. So you guys can say whatever you want. I've already said my opinion on it. Do I think Ostarine is banned? Banned is banned. So that's why he got suspended. That's why the win is tainted. And that's why the fight got overturned. I'm not mad at any of that. However, I don't believe that Ostarine alone will yield those results no matter what. You know, there are people who are making it seem that basically all you have to do is take a banned substance and you turn into an X-Men mutant. It's not how that works. So I firmly believe that. Of course, people go through great lengths to win, to cheat. There's a reason for it. But given the circumstance, like he tested positive during fight week, you're not going to, a banned substance, you have to build up a tolerance, and most people use it in training camp, right? They use it in training camp and acclimate to it so they could push themselves farther in training. Now, there is a conversation that could be made, and an argument that could be made. Oh, Ryan was microdosing and he didn't get caught earlier. But in the court of law, that's speculation. It's plausible, but you can't just make up and fill it in the blank and then, quote it as law. It's possible that people are microdosing, but he didn't get caught for a previous time. He got caught and tested positive for the fight week. So that's all we can hold him to, right? You can't, if someone's being tried for shooting somebody in the court of law and you're like, oh, they were angry at this person, that's not enough to convict somebody because they were angry. That doesn't just off rip mean that you were the one that shot and unalived them, right? You guys got to use some common sense. Or you can't say, oh, this shooting occurred, they probably got off of work and then went home and got a ski mask and did this, and you have no proof, no evidence to back that up. So although it's plausible and maybe you think you even have the right person, any cop, any detective would let you know they got to build up their case and collect the proper evidence so they can try them for the crime, right? So we can go on and speculate all day about how long Ryan's been using and if it was intentional and stuff. The only facts we know are what happened. He tested positive for the fight week, and that's what came out. Fight week usage of a banned substance is not going to be a long enough duration to really soak up and get all of those benefits and the enhancements of the PED or banned substance, period. So as far as Devin Haney and Tank Davis, I mean, I doubt the fight happens now because, see, I look at it like this. Boxing is fickle, and there's a moment in time. If you don't capture that moment at the right time, then it becomes further and further away. And I think that's the case. Tank is comfortably at 135. He looks in great shape. It looks like he's a natural there. Devin Haney's fighting at 147, right? He's fighting at 147. Ryan's fighting at 147. One, there's no guarantee that he beats Ryan Garcia at 147. There's no guarantee he beats Jose Ramirez. So I don't really have too much else to say because there's too many ifs. And who knows what type of deal he has with Turki Al-Sheikh if he's doing a 2-3 fight deal. So his future might already be mapped out. So it's cool that Tank is responding, but I think the optimum time for them to have fought was when they both were at lightweight, when Devin was undisputed and before he fought Regis Prograis. Devin couldn't hold his weight, couldn't make the weight, and here we are. So I don't really think the fight is realistic because of the weight gap. Tank Davis, the A-side, he's not going to necessarily fight at 147. He's never done it before. So why would I imagine he would do it now? And then again, there's too many ifs. But I did do a poll on this very fight. You guys can go look at it. The results were astonishing. People picked Tank to beat on the Ego poll, Tank to knock out Devin Haney. Over 80% of the people who voted picked that. So you guys can type whatever you want in comment sections and say this and that. But every time I run these polls, it's never what the Haneyacks say or certain fan bases say. Food for thought.